Art life all day, another day of art, another day of design, illustration, and artwork. So today I'm just here in the office working through some of the artwork that I need to finish. And my goal is that by tonight, whenever tonight arrives, to finish the basic sketches for my character model sheet. And the idea that I want is, when I first published the character sheet, it had a lot of face sketches and a couple of solid poses. And so this time what I want is at least 9, so a grid of 3 by 3, or maybe 8, 4 and 4. I'm still gonna, we'll figure it out as I work on it, of faces. So I need different faces. I need a happy face, I need a mean face, I need a disgusted face, different kinds of faces. And my technique is, besides the regular research, I go online, I look up a lot of facial expressions and face exercises. I forget the exact word or what they're called. My technique is to, after all of that, take time to take pictures of my face. And since I am the character in the model sheet, then it makes it really easy to work on those features and keep them similar in every drawing. That's one of the toughest parts in working on a model sheet, and why it's important for illustrators to show off their character concept art is by having a consistent look across all their drawings that are on the same page and the same character. And with me, I don't like to draw the same thing twice, which makes it very difficult in drawing comic books, and drawing animation, and drawing things that are supposed to work together, because there has to be a consistent style, a consistent technique, and a consistent look in the characters in the character by character features. A long time ago, I did a few comics. I was working my way through a lot of ideas, and that's the only takeaway, is that I was very consistent, but that's because I had one basic style. Now my art styles are all over the place. It depends on the project, it depends what I'm working on, and so I'm trying to work really hard into figuring out a very clean line style that I can use, because I like lines. I do love what other artists do when their art is almost like a painting. It doesn't have any lines, but it's clearly a drawing. And so that's one other style that I want to do. But right now, since I want to have very consistent character sheets, very consistent characters, I'm focusing on channeling my creative energy to creating these character sheets with a very basic line style, a little bit of shading, and just enough to tell the story, but a lot of it, so it looks like I have a very consistent style that I can work through for a project. And that's one of the goals for artists, is to not just work on one drawing, get paid one time, but to work on a project that keeps you working time and time again. And so that's my goal with these projects. So I did the children's book, the alphabet book. I have other alphabet ideas that I'm going to work on, and the goal for me to work on those is to show that one of the goals in working in these projects is to show that I can keep a consistent style throughout a whole book. The last book was 68 pages. It's 26 letters, sorry, but it was 2-page spread. So the key is to show that I can work through a complete project and keep a particular style consistent throughout the whole thing. The last thing is, I'm getting ready for Inktober. Now, I'm not going to put the pressure on myself, and you should not let peer pressure or society or the industry or other artists put the pressure on you of completing a challenge. But if you have the time and you want to see progress in your art style, progress in your techniques, then a challenge like this is very useful. And so in my case, I have a set of stories that I want to draw. It's like a comic book, but more like 1 or 2 pages at a time. I think the biggest story I have is like 4 pages long. And when I mean a page, I mean that's one panel. The whole page is a panel. The panel is the whole page. and it's very simple, easy to draw out. And but knowing myself, I have very complicated art styles that I expend a lot of energy in getting out the first panel or first drawing out, and then I look at the rest of the story and like, oh, you know, that first one was exciting. Now it's a tedious thing of knocking them all out the same way. And so my goal is to use this opportunity of Inktober to then do one panel, one day, one page for the whole month of October. And I figured I got an idea for this technique of one page per panel from Keith Cross. He has a comic book series called Day Black, and I've seen him draw the comic book. And when you think of traditional comic books and traditional artists, you think of, you know, a page with panels broken, with the page broken down into panels and divisions so that you can see the story. And so that's what it looks like at the end of the comic book. So you think most traditional artists, that's what they do. They work in panels, they work in the story, thumbnails, and so on. And Keith Cross' technique is to just do one drawing at a time for each panel on a different piece of paper. And at the end of the day, you grab all those pieces of papers and breaks them down into the page where they belong. He doesn't draw a page with panels and then draw all the pictures on that page. He may have the idea of the thumbnails. He may have an idea of what the book is going to say and how many pages he needs or panels per page he needs, but then he does the drawings individually so that later on he puts it all together. And to me, that's fantastic, because then I don't look at all this work that I still got left to do. I can just focus on this drawing at a time. And so I'm not going to create the drawings and then break them into panels and on a page. I'm just going to make one drawing for one page and then tell my story that way. And this is all personal project. No one's paying me for this. It's very important for an artist to have a personal project where you can work on your craft and master it, and then you can find the audience while you're working on it and find the clients. There was a quote that I saw Liberty White posted from an event that she was in, and it says something about, and I'm going to paraphrase because I don't feel like looking up the quote right this second, but it says that somebody in the panel said that people don't, that when people say they want a promotion, they really just want the higher title, when really the focus should be in mastering your craft. And to me, that means that the more we practice our work, the better we get at it, and the higher level version of ourselves that we present to the world, those titles and pay raises and projects are going to come. But the work comes first. The rest follows. And a lot of times we get caught up in titles and what people should be calling us, or the words that are associated with our craft, and forget that what people mostly see right away is your work. And your work should be showing the level of talent, the level of creativity, and the level of responsibility that you're ready to take on. And so I'm taking those words to heart. I am putting it into my work. I am showing my process. I am showing my finished works, only finished work. I don't just post finished work, I post the process, but I need to show the final and show potential customers, where does this art end up at? I need to have complete projects. So that's the job for today. You're gonna see me working. I'm working on Sketchable. I am working on Adobe Fresco, and all of it leads to the Creative Cloud, Photoshop, and Illustrator. So that's where I'm at. That's what I do. If you have some questions, if you have some comments, please leave them. And on wherever you see this video, I will gladly answer. And tag me in your work. Delta Tango Mike, Art Life All Day. I'll talk to you later. Let's get to work. Hey, thanks for watching. This is Delta Tango Mike. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter under Delta Tango Mike. And please tag me in your work. I like to see what you're working on. Check out some more tutorials and demos at the YouTube channel Vector Maestros. And if you're interested in art business discussions and interviews with artists, check out the YouTube channel Art is King. Until next time, peace out.